The beast then walked forward, ignoring Peter on the ground. Sia then noticed that its body seemed to be facing in a certain direction. It was looking at Logan. The suit's creation was almost done. It was mostly silver in color, matching that of the spiders. Unlike the previous one, which was quite large and bulky, looking almost mech-light. Only the last part remained, which was the head. Logan saw the beast coming towards him and decided to quickly place his body into the suit. He planned on allowing the spiders to complete the final part. The suit of armor had been completed. "This won't be enough," Logan predicted after witnessing the fight between Peter and the beast. He had seen Peter fight in the VR game, and he could gauge his strength. There was still one more thing Logan needed. A weapon. A female robotic voice sounded inside his head. 2 intermediate-tier crystals detected. An energy weapon is being generated. The beast was now only a few meters away from Logan's position. The suit he had formed now focused on attack power. Just as Logan was planning to dash towards it, a familiar voice shouted from behind the beast. "Hey, if you want to forget about me, you have to make sure you've killed me first," Peter shouted. As Peter stood there, she noticed he had his hand over his belly. His regenerative powers were impressive, but he had used too much energy, and for the first time, he felt hungry. It swung its arm out, and Peter could see the blade. With his reaction speed, he was able to react to the attack, but he could tell that he was a little bit too late, and the blade this time would chop his head off. He continued to duck down with all his might, and as he did, the sound of an object swinging fast through the air was heard. "My head! It's all right, it's still on me," Peter thought. Looking at the beast, spirit spears could be seen plunging deep into its body. Sia, who had been watching from the side, was deeply confused. She looked closely at the spears that were inside the beast. They looked identical to her own. The only problem was that she wasn't the one who had thrown them. "They say heroes always arrive at the last second," Vorden said with a smile as he appeared out from one of the buildings with Layla standing by his side. "Your family member, Peter Race White, is getting hungry." Seeing this message brought back bad memories for Quinn, but he was worried about what was happening, so he started to pick up the pace. Coming from the side of one of the buildings, both of them had quickly assessed the situation. Seeing a humanoid creature, they knew the others were in danger, and when they saw Peter trying to confront the thing, they didn't have much time to think and needed to act straight away. "Layla, go check up on Logan and see if there's anything you can do to help," Vorden said. Vorden still had not gotten the chance to gather many abilities. Sia's support ability was at level 4, and Layla's telekinesis ability was at level 2. Using Rayton, he could power that up to level 6. Not only that, but Peter needed Vorden's help. Based on the last attack, he had only come out alive by the skin of his teeth. The beast tried to swing its hand mid-air. Then, the spirit blade's time ran out. Now that its speed had returned to normal, it looked up at Peter, ready to finish him off once again. It prepared its legs, ready to spring into action once again, but just before it was about to set off, Vorden threw another one of the spirit spears, landing right in the back of the beast's legs. Now the beast was looking in Vorden's direction. As it looked down, another spirit spear was stuck in its body. The beast was sure it was keeping an eye on the other boy, so where did the spear come from? "Pretty boy, you owe me a date after this one," Sia shouted. Before the beast could choose its target, Peter was already upon him and had thrown a fist against his solid body. The beast shifted from his position a few inches back. The beast was able to avoid all of the spears thrown by the two. "They say heroes arrive at the last second," Fex said, with his hands twitching, holding the strings using all of his strength. At first, she thought that Fex had saved her, but on closer inspection, a strange purple shadow substance could be seen around it. From the corner of her eye, she could see a black hair boy pulling and twitching off to the side. Sia thought, wasn't he a level 1? As the beast saw its bladed arm being wrapped around by a strange shadow substance, while also being pulled by the strings, it wondered which one was affecting it more. A whisper was suddenly heard in Peter's ear. "Go join the others," Quinn said. "You've fought enough, and if you get hurt again, who knows if you will survive." Peter looked to his side and saw Quinn standing there. He had already equipped all of his beast gear equipment before coming over ready for a battle. "If you are in trouble, I won't hesitate to sacrifice myself," Peter said as he walked off to where the others were. "New quest received. Defeat the king of the underground city. King Tyr Beast Lickmorn. The town has been left behind, and in its empty place the beast began to take over. Amongst the many, eventually a single creature took over, calming the seat and the title of the king. The others do his bidding as he protects the treasure located in the tower. Quest reward question. What interested Quinn about this strange quest was, for the first time, it seemed to inform a little bit about how the creature came to be. The beast was no longer curious about the strange shadow in strings and pulled its arm back out of the shadow. Seeing this, Quinn quickly returned it to himself. There was one great advantage to them being underground. Quinn's shadow powers were stronger. "I need to help them," Vorden said. 70% of energy weapon has been created. Whatever Logan was doing, it looked like it still wasn't ready yet, and he couldn't join the fight. "Logan, do you mind if I touch you?" Vorden asked. Part of the suit that was covering the arm shifted upward as the suit broke down into hundreds of little spiders, and they did a handshake. With that, Vorden started to move. His aim was never to use Logan's ability, but only the MC cells that came with it. They would be able to combine the other abilities, making a spirit spear above a level 8 ability. Vex knew that none of his mind control and charm-like abilities would work on such a powerful creature, which meant they would have to deal with it the old-fashioned way. "Ah!" Vex shouted as he charged in. "Quinn, I'll attack and you cover me with the shadow." Although Quinn didn't agree with the plan, it was already too late as Vex charged in. While charging forward, Vex threw out blood swipes. Seeing this beast, they swung its hand blades. At such an incredible speed, it looked like it had managed to create its wind strike pressure that clashed with the blood swipes. Using the shadow, Quinn blocked some of the attacks, while also using the blood swipe of his own. The two of them continued to attack while pushing forward. It took the two of them using their blood swipes, including Quinn using his shadow, to match the speed of attacks coming from the King Tyr beast, and currently they were at a stalemate. Although they were able to match the power and speed of the King Tyr's attacks, they couldn't keep this up forever. In a way, using the blood-type attack drained their life force, and they would eventually run out of energy. "Quinn, charge in!" Vex shouted. "Blood shield!" A wide barrier of blood was lifted from the ground, blocking the incoming attacks. Quinn didn't hesitate and went off to the side. Windwalk activated. Using his extra speed from his intermediate boots, he tried charging in from the side. Blood crescent kick. It was too risky to get in close. It would notice Quinn by then. Even with the attacks coming towards it, it did nothing to block them. The two attacks had landed on the beast, yet not a mark was left on it. That was one of my most powerful attacks. There was only one thing left for Quinn to try. Flash step. In the middle of his preparation for the strike, the tree root extended arm had turned around and extended, following Quinn's position. Flash step. Quinn tried to execute the flash step, but for the first time he was too slow. The blade pierced through him easily, and now he was attached to the beast via its extended root arm. 60 of 80 HP. Vex, using his great speed, had managed to get within striking distance of the beast. An uppercut fist encased in blood was aiming towards the beast's belly. It was an attack Quinn had never seen before. It was also the strongest attack that Vex had, combining his martial arts with his vampire skills. "You damn tree fell!" he shouted as he plunged his fist right into the center of its belly. Vibrations and pressure of wind came out from the attack, and the beast moved a foot back as it slightly curved and arched its back forward. The beast stood upright and lifted its arm that was attached to Quinn. The two were lifted high, a few meters up in the air, as it used a strong force, slamming him down into one of the buildings off to the side. The building crumbled down on top of Quinn's body as he was thrown down. Most of his bones had been broken, and it was painful to even lift his body. 12 of 80 HP. Blood bank activate. He had no choice and needed to use the blood bank to heal most of the serious wounds. As his body started to recover, he watched Vex amazingly dodge the beast's fast attacks. The fight continued, and a pool of blood could be seen underneath his 2 feet. The wounds were taking a toll on him as he started to slow down. In the middle of the fight, Vex started to lose hope. Even if he was faster, more skillful, it meant nothing. His strongest attack was unable to hurt the beast. Vex continued to dodge. In the middle of his thoughts, a strange green beam of light could be seen from his side. Duck! Instinctively, Fex reacted to the words and ducked his body. The green beam of light carried on moving forward and went straight through the beast's body. "Energy weapon has been completed." "Looks like it was a success," Logan said. For the first time during the fight, black blood was trickling down from the wound.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.